Okay, I wanted to make this video kind of off the cuff here, just about the current situation with the obviously with this coronavirus and this situation that's occurring and how it's going to negatively impact really the fitness industry. Obviously, it's going to affect every industry. No one's going to be immune to this. The world's going to be different for sure. A lot of companies we know are going to be gone by the wayside. And I thought I'd just talk about. There's a couple articles that came out and some other things to discuss about essentially how fitness equipment is essentially almost all sold out. And how this is going to affect, I think, long-term ramifications of the fitness industry, for better or for worse. But I think some predictions we could probably make, and I think we all kind of saw the writing on the wall, at least for this first initial company of a gym that went out of business, or is going to likely at least filing bankruptcy. 24-hour Fitness in this article discusses that because of this situation, they're kind of getting pushed to the brink, quote unquote. And if you read this article in particular, this came out on Saturday as I'm recording this. On the 21st, this came out on April 18th, and their point was these guys already had some debt initially, so that's going to be kind of pushing them even further. But a lot of places are just are going to be hurting and are not going to really recover. Even best case scenario, if any of these gym chains come back, if there's a soft opening and things like that, most people are not going to be coming back to the gym anytime soon. I mean, everyone's going to be somewhat kind of germophobic, for better or for worse, in the future. And the last place for most people's minds to avoid your total exposure to germs is going to be at a commercial gym. I don't care how much scrubbing and cleaning you're doing. You need if you know anyone that works in a gym, keeping sanitations in the gym is one of the highest priorities, and that's a full-time job with having a fully staffed janitorial staff that's working 24 hours basically. And that's just not going to happen. Not to mention that things are essentially flying off the shelves. I just Google searched, and I think I saw here's another article actually that kind of discussed this, but I even saw it myself before I even saw this a few days ago. I was looking to get a couple extra things for the house, and I realized half the stuff's like gone basically. This article kind of goes over some things about just the initial hit that the coronavirus is taking. Things like obviously at-home programs are doing fairly well. Beachbody, I've heard in some places, is giving away certain programs or like extended trial runs of certain programs. So this is a good thing. This is always, if getting people moving in this situation is going to be extremely important, because as much as we're seeing these increases in growth, we know the basic human nature of most people is that they're likely going to be downloading and buying these things. And just like gym memberships, they're going to purchase these things and they're likely not going to be using them, at least on a consistent basis or the basis they're meant to be used. And that's not knocking human beings. That's just the nature of the beast. And when you compound that with just being comfortable in our houses all the time, that's why I was always kind of critical of at-home gym programs or home fitness programs or just working out from home in general, is that most people start to get takes a little more motivation, I always think, to just kind of be in the house and just keep doing the same old with the basic equipment you have. I think, though, for some people, like even myself, that viewpoint's going to change. I have stuff in the house. You guys saw past videos of the stuff that I like, that I think is somewhat essential in this time. But I think some people are trying to realize that they can kind of get by without going to the gym. And that's going to be a huge thing. I think even if, again, best case scenario, these gyms start opening up and people can start going back, people are going to start realizing, well, maybe I don't need my gym membership. I'm getting these efficient workouts. I'm getting the same benefits with little stuff. I can add a couple things, and maybe they're going to get used to not going to the gym. I think that will definitely happen, because for a lot of people, I'm in my 30s, and this is the longest stretch I've gone for sure not being in a gym. I've been in the gym every single week since I was 16 or 17 years old. I've never missed a week in the gym, and still being consistent in my workouts. But my point is, even myself, I'm like, I always thought definitely you can get results in your house, but I feel like, it is kind of efficient. It is kind of nice. And I think you can get by with some simple things without having all this equipment, which I knew that intuitively, but if you start doing it more, you start to see that and realize it. But as you can see here, gym equipment's just selling out. I saw this. I just saw this article here in general, kind of sum things up as I was pulling this up to start talking about things. But a few days ago, I was going to buy some extra stuff, like some extra weights. I had a barbell. I mentioned in previous videos, I had a full scale like cable crossover. I had squat racks. I ended up selling it just because I wasn't using it. Now I kind of wish I had it. But it's hard to get this stuff now. I mean, and this was the point of this article, is that when I even went on Amazon and some other sites where I go to pick up gym equipment like Fringe Sport and things like that, you can see stuff's just sold out. And I'm sure, I don't know if they're going to get back in. I'm sure that eventually the stock will come back in, but with everything, right, everything's kind of selling out based on lack of inventory, transportation, and just shipping these things, and just people are not working. But I think you'll be able to get a hold of these things eventually, but I think this is just a sign of the times that if this many people are going to be investing in buying fitness equipment, and especially if it's in this situation where it's not available, people are going to want to start buying it. This is going to affect people later on if the gyms do open. As far as, they got all this equipment at home, they're going to start consistently doing it at home. If they start consistently doing it at home and they're somewhat successful, I think they're going to kind of stay there. I don't think gyms are going to be going out of business. The idea of gyms are going to be gone, but definitely be affected. So I'll get to this, some minor points about now is the time really to start getting some equipment for the house. If you have nothing, if you got stuff and you're making do with it, I mean, that's awesome. Keeping your eyes out for things on Craigslist, looking at Amazon for some certain things that come on eventually, but I don't see these things kind of coming on stock anytime soon. But then it just goes into various brands that are kind of still being proactive. Various gyms, even by me, like the YMCA by me, is doing certain things, kind of remote, like putting out free workouts, and that's obviously a good thing. But again, this can only stay afloat for so long, guys. I mean, the Equinox their brand isn't built upon at-home workouts. Maybe they can transition this, and I'm sure they're doing something. They're thinking proactively about this, but you can't do too much as far as a gym and trying to stay afloat when your whole business is a brick and mortar place. Not to mention the competition that's out there with online markets and things like that. So my heart goes out to these places. My heart goes out to the trainers and the people the workers, and just how this is going to affect long-term situations is going to be crazy. I myself, like I said, always going to the gym. I love the YMCA. I still continue. I'm still in my donation. I always donate to their annual campaign. It comes out once a month. I still kept that going, but I just recently canceled the gym membership because I wasn't obviously not using it, and I'm on their kind of hold pattern. But likely, I can't imagine I'm on like a hold basis with my account, but I think there's no way I'm going to be coming back there anytime soon. I think that place is going to be out of business for a while, or at least out of operations for a while. So you see these things like Gold's Gyms, Equinox, Lifetime, kind of the same situation. So some things that I think you guys can do. I mean, we have to start thinking. If you were thinking that the gyms are going to open soon, you're kind of taking this as a long off time. I would say definitely don't rely on that. I mean, if these gyms open up, I mean, I don't know how they're going to open up, to be honest with you. Some might, again, depending how you view this virus, how contagious it really is. I just think people are going to be really cautious going forward about anything, and they're going to be leery about going anywhere in the public space. So I don't see them opening anytime soon. If they do, there'll be a lot of extra precautions. So I would definitely get a hold of some fitness equipment if you can. If you click on some of these things, if you ever go on Amazon, I just typed in squat rack on Amazon. You can, it used to be there was tons of just free shipping stuff at lower prices, and this one might work. But I clicked on some of these, and once I got to options of getting to actually ship them, they were out not available until September. So I mean, here's one right here that's still available. And I think some of these have kind of gone up in price. You used to find kind of dirt cheap squat racks and tons of options on Amazon, a few months ago. They're essentially kind of gone. You can kind of see that. Like this one right here used to be fairly inexpensive. And again, I'm just kind of going off the cuff here. So this one, you can see there's one option. This used to be like a standard thing. They would ship from Amazon. Amazon ship cat barbell stuff a lot, and it's fairly cheap. But you can see this one you get as soon as July 6th or 8th. This is a secondhand seller. You can tell this is a little bit more marked up than it was traditionally. Traditionally was $500. Usually you could get something like this for like $250. So I would say, do what you can. When you find equipment, you want to find stuff that's really versatile. So all those videos I put out before, I think are still really true. Again, as I'm scrolling down here, I can just see a lot of stuff. It's just slim pickings, guys. And just because it says one offer, you can just see there's not much available. Even this one, I'm just talking out loud. I'm just curious. So this one's still available. I would say this is one I'd honestly be eyeing this right now. Out of stock. Okay, so I saw this in free shipping, but I would watch this item. Things like this. This is like the stuff you used to buy. So this was a nice basic squat rack for a house. Very, very inexpensive. I know the weight capacity is not much on this, but it does the job if you're just kind of do some stuff with barbells and multi-joint exercises and things like that. What's still available, I'm sure though, guys, is the Weider Bodyworks. I mean, the stuff I keep preaching about this because it's not like I don't get paid to do this. I wish I did though, because I could sell this stuff, or I would like to sell this stuff. And this stuff right here, I think you cannot beat this price. I think this even has gone up a little bit, but you can't beat this price for this thing. And mine's way older than this. Still works fine, a little rickety, like I always say. And I hate to keep coming back to this, but this is the thing I keep telling people, that if you're looking for something that's very inexpensive, as of right now, is still available, and you can do a lot with this thing right here. I would say definitely pick this thing up, guys. This would be a no-brainer if anyone's got nothing, they have limited space, they have limited funds. This would be what I would get. Definitely, if you had extra funds, get some free weights. And I think, I just looking right here, what's available. You got some stuff. Again, I'm not holding my breath. This is, $1,500. Not people got this much money to throw around. But even this, there's 2 left in stock. Point is, this stuff's going to be gone. Even if you got the money, buy this stuff. Buy what you can. Be smart about it. I would again go to adjustable dumbbells. Those the Weider Bodyworks thing. Definitely, and just use some. You can obviously always go back to bodyweight exercises and things like that. But even in that video before, I did a video earlier about the Airdyne bike. Stuff like that. That stuff used to be essentially given away. Just the Airdyne equipment, those various fan bikes. That thing I got that for $50. You can't even find those on Craigslist. So Craigslist, I would say scope it out, but even that stuff's kind of getting sold out, and I'm kind of eyeing that too. Adjustable weights. I looked at plated weights on here too, and they're essentially gone. I saw earlier, I thought I saw some at Dick's. You see, you can't even find them. This says 45 pounds, but let's just see. So from one seller, even Dick's Sporting Goods said, I thought they were available. As soon as I clicked on it, it said, September was when they're going to be getting in. So you always want an external load. That would be ideal. But we got to do something. So if you know someone who's just not doing anything, obviously getting out for a walk, moving your body's good. But there's something said about some resistance and some exertion. That's why I like those. I went on about that fan bike. It's just a simple thing you keep in your house, just to move your body in some way. Just get off, just essentially use your body. That's going to be really important, especially in the future where these gyms aren't opening, guys. And like I said, human nature, I don't think is going to change too much. As much as these things are selling out, most people are not going to be doing much. So if you're a fitness professional, definitely you got to staying active at the very least, just to kind of help everybody else out, to keep motivating people, obviously yourselves. And if you're a general person, now is the time to get some sort of routine. The biggest thing is being consistent. That's the biggest thing, right? I don't care if you have like a quick little circuit of push-ups, jumping jacks, and whatever. You do that a few times a day. You got to do it, guys. You just got to keep moving your body, because it's going to be really easy to get complacent. And this is going to be just an added struggle that we don't need any more struggles in the future. And this is going to be something we don't need people more out of shape and more unhealthy, quote unquote. Just kind of staying inside, mentally and physically and everything else. So that's it. Just kind of a little rant video. I think it's important though. So that's it. You guys have any comments, questions, definitely let me know down below. Thanks.